I mean, wicked can just be more than just a word, a descriptor word. Like it can be an
An
actual
adjective.
noun.
Barding. Ah.
These
I don't know
things.
any of these things besides
How
Bree's
do you-
hockey
how do you-
journey.
We got our first hater the other day.
Shout out to my dad.
That made me mad. Now I'm triggered.
Oh, and god damn it. What a pro wants. What a pro wants.
Well,
15 minutes
96.
today, not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
For Owen.
You're right. And we
I
do,
was here on time.
I know, I'm just saying that when you talk, whenever you're the
Oh,
guest,
we
you
do
talk.
plenty of riffing. Yeah.
Well, that's because we gel so well.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
And it's starting right now, episode 97 of the Bread Loves Hockey podcast.
Oh, really? Wow, I feel special to be on this one.
Yeah?
Not
That's-
special as 100, which
that's
you
good.
might also
The-
be on.
The year of our birth.
And Connor McDavid's.
And Connor McDavid.
Yeah, I
And
don't have
he's-
a McDavid jersey on
God.
today because, again, I've worn both of the ones that I own so on the podcast already. So, sorry, but...
My jersey has a 7 in it.
Yeah, 7's good, and I got Marchand, so...
Those add up to 9.
Thank you. We collect it.
Yep. And 8 minus 1 is 7.
Mine also
so...
adds up to 9. So,
Oh. Dean?
10.
Oh.
But he has the 7.
I win.
Sad.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, hey everybody. Thanks for sticking with us through this first couple minutes here. And now let's get into the hockey stuff because we are chock full of juicy hockey tidbits to share with you all. I'm sure
There's been a lot of hockey.
you've been, well, maybe you haven't been, but hopefully you've been tuning in to the Xtanley Cup Final. Game 3 was Monday night. Today is Wednesday, so tomorrow is Game 4 in Florida, and that'll be a pivotal one. But we'll first, because we were making our predictions last episode, and now 3 games have happened, and there were some pretty eventful games. I mean, obviously every Stanley Cup Final game is important, but first 2 games pretty crazy, pretty close, pretty intense, and then Game 3 was a whole different beast. So let's just get into it with Game 1 in Edmonton. Immediately, such a great start, at least for the league, I'm sure. Even though I saw that viewership for the finals has not been great in the U.S. Maybe it's because it's there is a Canadian team, or because it's the same matchup as last year, or people don't like Florida. Who knows what? But either way, I've been tuning in, and that's all that the NHL should really care about. So.
They got one loyal fan,
Yeah,
at
well,
least.
I'll always be tuning in, I guess. So they kind of don't have to worry about me too much, do they?
Tuning in on my dad's Max account.
Thanks, Gary.
Let's go. So do we count as one viewer together since we're both watching it? Are we 2 viewers? I don't know.
Well, 2 different accounts, 2 different profiles within.
Sure,
So
sure.
Maybe that counts.
Because you were
as 2.
using my girlfriend's profile
Thank you.
on my dad's X account. Let's go, Cat. Shout out.
Shout out.
That's funny.
Kat and Gary.
Yeah, this series has been really good. I've also enjoyed the broadcast a lot. As much as I normally crap on the American broadcasts, and I'm a TSN lover, I have really enjoyed the TNT panel with Liam McHugh and Wayne and Henrik Lundqvist and Biz and Anson Carter sometimes, right?
Ace.
Like
Ace here.
Ace.
They're like, huh? Who?
It's been really, like, I've been wanting to watch intermissions as well, like throughout this whole, I mean, these 3 games. I mean, I didn't watch Game 3, so these 2 games that I've seen of this series, throughout all of both of them, I've been enjoying watching the intermission almost as much as the hockey itself.
Well, that's
And I say
That's
something.
good.
It isn't always that way. What
Intermission.
do you say, Dean?
I don't think I've watched a single intermission.
Just a hater.
I usually don't. I'll like
Wow.
I don't really like. I'll usually mute it, and like if it looks like something crazy is going on, I'll like listen in. But usually I'm just doing other stuff. I'm like, I got
That's
enough
fair.
hockey things going on that I can just take the 18-minute break and like do something else. Not that what they're doing isn't important, but it's not really catered for me, and not something that I necessarily need to tune into every time. But you know, I'm glad other people are enjoying it.
Yeah, I think
Um,
they've done a good job, especially, of making it accessible, but also entertaining, regardless.
Have a good job. Done a good job making it accessible.
I Makes sense to me.
I mean, it is annoying having to go through all of the different streaming platforms throughout the playoffs and the regular season.
I mean,
This is on yeah, this is on Max. This is on ESPN. This is on Max.
at least the finals
I
is
meant
on
accessible as in
one.
like understandable.
Well,
The content, the information is accessible.
that should be a gimme.
The watching it is very hard to do because you have to figure out which streaming service it's on, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
But
Max doesn't
we're
even
done with
work
that for
on
now.
the computer very
Oh,
well.
no.
Every time the commercials come on, it buffers and it won't come back. It's a pain in the butt. So Max, fix that. Thank you.
But don't listen to that other part where we talked about sharing an account.
Yeah, you don't have to fix that.
Just fix the part we like.
Yeah, thank you.
Talk soon. Bye.
See ya. So game one,
Game one,
Edmonton
pretty
gets
good.
up pretty quickly with a Leon Draisaitl goal, and then it's all Florida after that. Florida ends up making it 3-1 heading into the second period, and it's like, oh boy, here we go. This is the start. Bennett with a couple of goals, Marchand with a goal in the power play.
Marchand, boo Panthers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all knew that was going to be Dean's take.
Right.
And mine too, I guess, although I'm less partial to Marchand, but I am wearing his jersey, so yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun to see him win the cup again if that happens.
You have
but
more Marchand jerseys than I do.
That's crazy. Is it? I've got a lot of jerseys.
It was it definitely was pretty dominantly Florida at the end of the first there going into the second, but it was only a minute and 17 seconds after the second Bennett goal that Edmonton made it 3-2. Right? So like I feel like they weren't that out of it. I mean, down 2-1 going into the second was a tough look at home ice to start off the series, but I feel like yes, they went down 3-1 and then came back, but you're down 3-1 for a minute and then you score again isn't as like dramatic, I feel. Like I feel like Edmonton was able to get more in control as the game went on.
Yeah, which is reassuring.
Being down 2 for a while can definitely like wear on you. So just being like, all right, we're back in it real quick, like give them some momentum.
Totally.
Yep.
Granted, it then took them 23 minutes of hockey again then to score. But, it was the crazy McDavid one, right? Where he danced through everybody and then just put it on a perfect platter. Was that goal?
The tying goal was from Ekholm.
But you're saying
McDavid,
the one
yes.
where he just like he walked Barkov. Like he just like fakes inside and then goes out. And...
Oh no, yeah, it wasn't that one. It was the one where he goes to skate behind the net, backhand sauces it through everybody to Ekholm coming down through the slot.
Oh,
Yeah,
the other one where he does all that stuff and then gives it to a wide.
Yeah, exactly.
He takes the entire team. Yeah, then yeah.
It's like you're gonna have to be more specific. That happens actually quite frequently.
And then there was the overtime goal, which was more just less of like fancy stuff and more just a beautiful pass.
Well, thanks for spoiling it, Dean. There was a goal in overtime.
Yep, someone scored. And it was Leon Draisaitl again.
It was a week ago. If you haven't seen it by now, well, there you go.
It was a week ago as of recording as well.
Yeah.
Not even as of distribution.
Yeah, right.
It was a very good goal. I mean, the pass across and then just a clean like backside 1T from Draisaitl, like hitting the puck perfectly. It's it goes in, right? That's what that shot does.
It's also crazy watching those plays in like slow mo where the pass is like beautiful saucer pass lands right where their stick is. It's like
How?
couldn't be more perfect.
No. And of course, it's on the power play that these two guys connect. Who was it? Nosek with the delay of game penalty that ended up costing them, and Wallman like laughed right in his face as soon as he took it, which was pretty funny. And then it ends up costing them late. There was about 30 seconds to go in the first overtime period. So that was an exciting finish, of course, for the home crowd and
everyone gets to go to bed on a weeknight.
Yes,
everyone gets to go to bed.
And
they have one day off, and then
that was nice.
Bingo bongo, game 2.
Do it again.
Came hot and heavy, and the leading scorer of the playoffs, and the man who is making a lot of money right now for his next contract, Sam Bennett,
he's
does it
cashing in
again. 2 minutes and 7 seconds into the game. Ugh, that's not a full heartbreaker, right? Because there's still so much hockey, so much series ahead of you, but like it makes Florida such a frustrating team, right? They're able to just go out and just immediately score and then play hard, dirty hockey. Oof. Edmonton figures it out. Great game 2.
Yeah, right.
First period was wild.
Wild first period. Edmonton then ends up taking the lead 2-1 before Seth Jones ties it up. So we've had a lot of first period goals. I think it was 8 or 9 first period goals in the first 2 games, which was the most since the 30s in a final. I think it was something crazy. It's like, so yeah, we've had some pretty aggressive first periods. 5 goals in game 2, and yeah, I think it was it 4 goals to open game 1?
3.
3. So maybe it was it 6 goals then? I thought it was 9. Maybe it was 8. I don't know. Either way.
Well, it would have been 8. 5 in the second, 3 in the first game.
Yeah,
that's 8 total.
I believe you got the numbers right there. So yes, pretty crazy opening period, and then yeah, the scoring just doesn't end. Kulikov ties it back up in the second, and then Brad Marchand with his signature shorthanded goal. It was a beautiful pass too from Lundell.
Boo both of them.
He was wide open. Nice nice little
Sucker
move.
Breakaway.
And yeah, that one really hurts, of course. But
don't worry, Brad Marchand's got more in him.
That night.
Yeah.
He's not done yet.
Just give it like an hour.
Right.
He'll be back.
And then it was coming down to the wire. It looked like that was about the end for Edmonton, and Corey Perry ties it up with 17 seconds to go, or 18, whatever.
Good.
I thought it was 17. It's somewhere around there, 17 and a half. And the building obviously erupts. And I erupted too. I was like, yeah, like let's go.
I also erupted.
Never thought.
Vocally erupted.
Vocally erupted. I did pop off pretty good. And then
yeah.
And then we had a whole overtime period after that.
Yeah. Where nothing happened.
Yeah, I mean obviously no goals, still pretty physical. Some good chances from both teams that were stopped. I mean Bob was playing real well in that overtime. And then who is it in double overtime? Dean?
That guy.
There you go.
You are.
Thank you. It's me. I scored.
Another signature.
Brad Marchand. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he just continues to find a way, and especially those first 2 games, it was the back and forth between Marchand and Perry, because they've been trading back the goals lead for active players in the Stanley Cup Final. Obviously, Perry's been
cool.
in quite a few of those, so he's helped there. But yeah, Marchand continues to make an impact, and
Just wait.
it gets even crazier. Yeah, I don't know who has the record now.
Marchand has the most game-winning goals in the playoffs. I saw this tweet.
Wild.
So Brad Marchand's NHL ranks in the Stanley Cup playoffs since entering the league in 2010. So maybe it's not among all active, but not many people have played more than 15 years at this point.
Yeah.
No, not
first
many.
in goals, fourth in assists, second in points, second plus minus, third in penalty minutes, eighth
Hell
in
yeah.
power play goals, first in shorthanded goals, first in game-winning goals.
So, Dean, I feel like I have to ask you now, at this point, do you feel like you should have gotten more for Brad Marchand?
I mean, I felt like that.
Is the 32nd
time.
pick enough?
Well, no, it's not going to be the 32nd pick. It's a 2020.
7.
We've been over this. 2027, maybe 2028.
I'll call it. Still probably going to be the 32nd overall.
They're going to have 5 Pete. I thought first in a prospect before the trade happened. And then I was like, second is terrible. And I was like, oh, maybe a first. That'll be like kind of okay.
Right.
So it's like, it's like acceptable, but like, I want at least a prospect with it.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I think it's like, I know you're supporting him. It's got to be a little tough though, right? Is there a
I hate the
little
Panthers
tinge
so
of...
much, but like, I'll be happy to see him lift the cup and be happy.
Okay. Sure.
But like, I'm still
Even
rooting
though
for
he's
Edmonton.
doing it for the Panthers.
Yeah, whatever.
That's good of you.
I mean, the Panthers just won a cup too, so it's not like he's helping them win their first cup in like decades or whatever.
Ever.
Doesn't mean as much when you already won it last year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
And then he scores the first goal of the game in Game 3.
Oh God.
It was so quick too.
In 56 seconds. That's wild.
The Panthers have just been opening it up lately. Yeah. Skinner.
Well, that was their first home game
Not
of
a
the
great
series.
game.
So they were able to kind of, have the lines last change, kind of lock down.
Yeah. I think it was
David and Draisaitl a little better.
second face-off of the game
Was it really?
that it happened.
I mean,
it was only... The first face-off happened like 40 seconds in. So, or like... The face-off for this one happened 40 seconds in. So, like, I could see 40 seconds of play happening before they have to stop.
right.
Pretty wild.
Yeah. And it really didn't get a whole lot better for Edmonton after that.
No.
They did not have a lot of life in this game. Corey Perry with their only goal. This is a power play goal in the second period. Again, Perry and frickin' Marchand continue to score at crazy clips for their respective ages.
Wow.
But it really...
I just got McDavid.
Oh, nice. Got pulled him in Fantasy
pulled
Stars.
McDavid?
I didn't pull him. I've been trying. I finally got 5,000 coins, so I've been refreshing for the last 2 days, waiting for someone to put him up for the minimum. And it just happened.
Nice. Wow. I just watched that Verhaeghe shot. That one's wild. That's a male slot. He puts that through. Like, he is all the way into the top corner of the net.
Yeah, that one was a beauty. I remember I was like, oh my God. You couldn't
That's
have placed
wild.
that any more perfectly. No shot for Skin. Like, he did not even see that, I'm pretty sure. I think he was screened. But even so, it was gonna be tough to save that one. Yeah, there was just not a lot of life for Edmonton this game. They kept getting pummeled. They kept barely missing out on like high danger chances, and then the Panthers would turn around and then convert on their own chances. So they had a stranglehold pretty quickly, and then by the third period, that's when it really started to devolve into carnage, chaos, violence, water spraying.
curling. Yeah, you see Wallman spraying water on the Florida bench.
Oh yes, I did see that. He did get fined for that. I saw $5,000. He also got another $5,000 fine for something else. So he got fined twice.
Punching whoever in the face, or
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
was it Wallman that did that? Probably.
I think it was.
And then there's like the clip of after the fight. I forget who you guys that fought, but like the Panthers guy, like all bloody and just like smiling. And,
Oh, I think yeah,
Gadjevich.
Nurse and Gadjevich.
He was sticking his tongue out, making fun of Nurse because Nurse was doing that.
It was like a 2-minute fight too, because there was so much chaos going on.
It seems like there's been a couple fights recently where the refs are like, "We're just gonna keep watching," and like until the players decide to be done instead of stepping in. It's been interesting.
Yeah, there was some other fight. I can't remember if it was in the playoffs or at the end of the regular season. I'm pretty sure I talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But it was like
That's what I'm thinking of.
they just didn't step in, and the players are like, "We're freaking done here. Like, I don't want to keep getting punched in the face. Like, can we stop?" And they didn't do it. So it was strange. It wasn't a great way that they handled it, and there were a lot of penalties in the second and third period, and it ended up being over 145 penalty minutes or something like that. It was pretty crazy. Game misconducts, of course.
I can do the math right here. 140 total.
140.
Math. Yep. That's a lot.
That is not
60 total
normal.
hits.
60 hits. And so obviously this one did not go to overtime like the first two games. No,
because after that Corey Perry goal, it was Reinhardt, then Bennett, then Ekblad, then Rodriguez.
2 power play goals to end it when it was already,
That Ekblad goal was wild. I wasn't able to watch this game, but I just watched that goal back, and that was a very good passing play.
I'm rewatching it now because I blocked it out of my mind. Oh yeah, that was a nice one.
That's a really slick feed.
That is nice. No shot for Skinner there, dead to rights.
No chance. I mean, he's throwing himself and he's nowhere near it. It's like, you can try, and
Brendan,
good on you for trying.
About your Oilers in 6 prediction.
Less good than I was going
Still
into the series.
Possible.
Still possible. I just got to win the next 3, which, you know what, they could do it. They would need a big win tomorrow to get the momentum. Yeah, I mean, if they don't get the split, the series is probably done.
Yeah.
I mean, again, they came back from 3 down last year, ultimately lost, but it's tough to replicate that. And the way that the Panthers have been playing, it's so tough for me to say that they can definitely make a comeback if they lose on Thursday.
I heard this crazy stat the other day. There's been like 8 teams maybe that have lost their first 2 games of the playoffs and made the finals, and every single one that happened to has won the cup.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, and
so if you lose the first 2 games in the playoffs and still somehow make the finals, you win the cup.
You win the cup, and that happened to Florida.
No, Edmonton against LA.
Oh, right.
So he's not talking about the finals. He's just talking about the first 2 games that they played, obviously in the first round.
Right. But Florida played Tampa. Did they lose the? They lost the third game.
I think they lost game 1 or game 2. Yeah.
Right.
The Oilers are the 8th team in league history to lose their first 2 games of the playoffs and make the finals. The others are 7-0 in the finals. So you have the 2018 Capitals, 2014 Kings, 2011 Bruins, 2006 Hurricanes, 2002 Wings, 1993 Habs, 1992 Penguins.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is a crazy stat. I mean, it's not like it's 2 or 3 teams, like 8 or 7 teams.
7.
Battling, overcoming adversity, right? Like you lose your first 2 games, and then down 2-0 in the first round. You're like, oh well, we got this. Make it to the finals. You've been through it, you know.
Yeah.
You've been down 2-0 at the first one. Wild.
Yeah. So that's the stage heading into Game 4. Looks like the only change for Edmonton is going to be that Stetcher will be replacing Klingberg. So okay, not anything world-shattering there. I would imagine no changes for Florida unless
Hey, don't
somebody.
look at that yet, Owen. It's a surprise.
Don't look at it yet.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just clicking the links.
I already clicked on that one, but I knew what it was.
You already watched it?
Oh.
I watched. It was great. It was great, but we'll get it.
Brady
into
can
that.
watch the surprise, but I
I
can't.
didn't know. I was gonna lock it honestly to make it unviewable. But
Well, you didn't prepare for that. For this brain.
I thought about it. I didn't care enough to bother. But, well, if we want to wrap up the playoffs, we can get into that. Wrap up this.
Yeah, I mean it's related to the finals. What we're
Yeah.
talking about. I feel like I don't have a ton more to say just because I'm anticipating Game 4 and how pivotal the start of that game is going to be. Like, imagine Florida scores within the first 2 minutes again. Like, I don't see how.
Or if Edmonton does.
Edmonton scoring first would be great. I would love to see that and see a competitive series 2-2 going back to Edmonton with a chance to make it 3-2. Like, that would be obviously so fun for me and for the league. So I hope that the next game is as competitive as the first two were, and not more of the same from Game 3. But that's really all I have. We don't do like the huge breakdowns and analysis as some of the other podcasts or shows do, but we're not really big hockey players.
We're here for the vibes.
The vibes are immaculate.
Okay, let's move on to the rest of the league.
Yeah.
Dean, what's happening in Colorado? Our correspondent in Denver, on the ground, boots on the ground.
I thought you want to do the VR thing that's related to the finals.
Oh, no, I'm going from the top to the bottom.
Oh.
Skipping the first one because I don't like that team. And just
Do you know what's
making a
happening in
transition.
Colorado? I'm watching the finals in VR.
Okay. You're watching the finals of VR, Dean. How is that? I haven't seen what it's like.
Did you already watch the whole video?
Yes.
No, I clicked on it and I got yelled at.
Okay, here.
So I closed it.
See, at least someone on this podcast listens to me. So this is a free app called Xstadium. I don't know how you say it. But I mean, it looks pretty good. There's like a couple weird artifacts that came up at times, but it switches between these different cameras. So this is like obviously you're right by the broadcast cameras. It'll bring you down to
What?
on the ice. Oh, and then since I was filming, I was talking to Brendan while I was doing this. You're like in this little kind of bar area, and you can party up with people. So like you can walk around up here, so you can all like hang with your friends and watch the game
Grab a drink.
together. Completely free, by the way. You don't have no streaming service or anything. Which is really cool. I think it'll be premium eventually.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part here.
It tracks your hands. And then
You
they
just
have
regaining consciousness,
the
realizing
TV
I got free will.
The TV broadcast, so like what's
Oh.
on TV is up above the jumbotron. So like when they have replays and stuff, you can watch up there. And then I was so excited when I was talking to Brendan. I was like, I got a front row seat to that hit, which you'll see. So it brings you down. That's so cool. The board shake and everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
But yeah, so there's this view. There's offensive zone sideboards for each side and behind the goalie on each side. But yeah, I'm like, this is neat. I'd watch more than one game.
Yeah.
This way. So we'll see. I mean, they're doing. I think all the finals are on it, but like, I don't know what they'd have for Bruins games or whatever. And it's free for now, and then they'll have like premium eventually. But I'm like, yeah, this is really neat.
Yeah, that is far cooler than I thought it would be. Because
And you're
when I
also
used
just
your
watching it through a screen, like in
Totally.
VR, obviously, like it looks way like it's 3D.
right, and like
Doesn't fully capture it.
when I used your VR thing, I was we watched YouTube video or whatever. I watched F1, and you were able to like look around, and like it's neat, but for it to be like live like that would be wild. Like
Yeah, and I was
pretty
talking to Brendan because I was like looking at the fans. I was like trying to see jerseys, and they're like these shirtless dudes, and I was like, oh, they're going to grab a beer or whatever. Like there they
cool.
go.
Walking to watch past you.
Yeah.
It was funny
That's
because
wild.
because like I see them on the broadcast. I'm like, oh, they're spelling out what happy or something, and then
Panthers rule. or
Panthers
whatever.
rule. Yeah. And then Dean's like, oh, they're the shirtless guys go. They're going to get a beer or going to the bathroom or something. So
And then the other
Yeah.
cool part is
It's
like
fun.
there's no commercials, so you're just hanging around while they scrape the ice, and during intermission, if they're doing like
yeah.
intermission on ice stuff, you're just there watching. Like they had the Panthers dancers or whatever, and like
the trivia
Did it work?
questions.
oh, there were the jump. You could do the jumbotron games. They had the pucks, and I was
Oh,
following
that's
the pucks
fun.
around.
Number two.
Did,
Number
did it
two.
work
Yeah,
in
there's
Edmonton
number
as
two.
well?
What?
Did it work in Edmonton as well, or did you just find it last game?
I just got set up for last game.
Gotcha.
So I wonder if they have like this in Edmonton, if they have the same camera setup, because I actually
Yeah.
saw someone post like a TikTok, and that was from the Edmonton, so I know they have it. But I wonder if they put
Okay.
the cameras in the same spots, or like if every rink has these 3D cameras, or how
That's
that
one
all-
thing I was wondering.
And again, like how many games? Like I think during the regular season they had like 5 or 10 games, so like I don't know if they're kind of rolling this out to more games, more arenas, that sort of thing. So
Regardless, seems pretty cool.
very neat, yeah.
Especially for the cost of free, as long as you have a VR headset, which not everybody does.
Yeah.
But if you do have one and you are interested, I would recommend checking it out. It looks pretty.
And
damn
email
cool.
us, and we can party up together.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be fun.
Is
A
it
real
just on
hockey
Steam?
watch party.
Like, could I just pretend to have a VR and just watch it on my screen?
I wonder. Probably not.
What's it called? Xstadium?
Yeah, there is a website, but I think it just says download the app. Get the app now. Yeah,
It's not
you
on.
can read testimonials.
It's not on Steam.
We already have a testimonial
Yeah.
I heard it.
from a trusted source.
Oh, it's in the Meta store. Oh, and they have more than just hockey. Oh shit,
yeah.
they got all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The final NBA
IndyCar.
finals, I think, might be there too.
The what?
NBA finals.
I don't see that.
Maybe not. Well, yeah, you go in. There's like a menu, and then you click which one you want to watch, and then you're transported
yeah.
there.
Whoa. That's pretty cool.
I'll have to
I thought
see.
so.
I'll have to see if my Google Dream headset or whatever that I got a long time ago still works with my current phone, because it was designed for the original Pixel. I don't know if like the phone size works the same way where it'll still. Or I have not hardly used the thing, so I would like to try it though if it does work. But it's not one that I can plug into the computer, so I don't
No,
know.
mine's not plugged into the computer.
Oh, it's not. It is just on your phone.
Because
Then.
like, it's like the headset has a built-in computer. Like the MetaQuest headset,
Oh,
it all
okay.
just runs through it.
Yeah, the one that I have is not like that. So this is the one where you put your phone inside it. So as long as I have the app, I guess it would still work.
I wonder if there's a phone app. Probably not. Probably
Oh.
just on the Meta store.
Well, maybe not then. That would pretty much cancel any of my possibilities.
you can just buy a
Yeah.
VR headset.
Well, no.
Nope. All right, you're out of luck.
Let's see. Stadium app. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. So.
Nope.
Oh well. At least
You
I
can
got to
probably get,
kind of
like-
experience it.
Like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. Like the Quest 2 is, pretty old at this point. You can probably get one for like $100.
I could use the one that we just got my mom for Christmas last year.
There you go.
Well, there's our little VR plug for anyone who's interested in checking that out for game
Someone's selling
4.
theirs with one controller for
5.
$70.
One
They
controller.
must have lost one, like the
Oh.
two hand things.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But like most of the apps now have hand tracking, so like you could probably get away with. You could at least run this app with it 120. Most of them are
So,
going for like
Dean,
150.
what else is happening in Colorado
Um.
other than VR hockey? In
Oh,
your
Brock
tournament?
Nelson got signed.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, 3
Finally.
years,
I didn't know you were gonna say
$7.5
that.
million.
That's a lot of money,
There's a lot of money.
but only
Cap's
3
going up if
years.
you hadn't heard though.
Yeah.
I hadn't. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, so it's really not that much money if you think about it.
Turns out it's actually no money. The cap's going up $7.5 million is
That's
none.
like a fourth liner.
I don't know if
Absolutely.
I don't know if like Natchez and Coyle are like that actually is a lot of money. And now what are we gonna like? What's gonna happen?
Well,
with us?
Natchez is going to Boston. You didn't hear this?
Oh, okay.
After he
not gonna
spent
get
3
Coyle
years in
back.
Ottawa and wins the cup.
Oh, and Taze. He's rumored on 7 teams. One of them is Boston.
I did see that about Taves. We talked about him a little bit last week. Seeming like he's gonna make a return, and definitely teams are interested.
He said he was going to announce it before the draft.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, he wouldn't be able to actually sign with the team until July 1st, right? Even though he's like a UFA right now. Like I know it's in the playoffs, so maybe he still could. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because he's a UFA and he's over 35, maybe, probably. So maybe that affects.
Yeah, he might be able to. I mean, I guess like entry level contracts are getting signed right now, so
He's 37.
I don't.
Old guy.
Yeah, I don't see why someone couldn't sign him right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean,
so-
Nelson does seem like a lot of money. But
it
like
does.
they traded a lot for him, so it's kind of
Yeah.
a thing where you don't want to trade for a guy and then just let him walk, so you kind of have to pay him. But like, I know Elliot Friedman was saying that there is still a limit to that kind of thing, where it's like just because you trade for him doesn't mean you're gonna shell out 12 million or whatever. Like they still have some sort of limit, but maybe that was a factor.
Yeah, I think 3 years is the limit that I would have gone for. Like anything more than that, it would have been a no-go. So I
Yeah.
think he pretty much maxed out what Colorado would probably be willing to give him, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Like, is he
He's
making
33.
7.5 per on open market? Maybe.
Maybe like Utah or someone pays him that much.
Yeah. Like he could get maybe a little bit more than that, but I don't know. We'll see how his production is with the full year under his belt with the team. He didn't have a great performance at the end of the regular season and not a ton in the playoffs either. So, it's new for him. I think this is his only or his second team. So, still new to being traded, new to being in a new city, new group. So a full off season, training camp, and all that will definitely let us know, if this is going to be a good decision or not. But that's pretty much it for our UFA signings right now, or not UFA extensions and ELCs. No, nobody else really of note. And again, we're just waiting for 7-1. We're all the
But is
friends
that us done with our Denver news, Dean?
I think so.
Is it?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Probably.
Okay. I didn't.
We could jump
you
to
want-
Dean's Den if we wanted to.
Dean's Den,
Yeah,
Dean's
that's
Denver.
Dean's Denver. We don't normally do it this quickly. This
I
early
know.
into the episode.
I wasn't even prepared. No, I did save a video, but it's we went to a shootout. We scored
Ooh,
kind of late and
it's exciting.
brought it to the shootout. I'm gonna pull up the standings too. And we're halfway through the season.
Damn.
Already
That's
5
wild.
games done.
Quick.
And standings wise, we're in 5th place, 2-2-1.
5th out of.
Oh, so that means you
Oh.
guys didn't make it in the shootout. Then I take it.
We tied.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
So the way it works
Wait.
is you each have 5 shooters go.
And then if no one scores,
Well,
or if
why
everyone
don't we,
scores,
why
tied.
don't
as
we
long as.
see what happened.
Ooh.
So the other thing about this is since it's like 4
like we're going
minutes,
on a
you can save clips of like 30 seconds. But to do this, you have to be like a premium user and give more money. So I used OBS. But with OBS, it like the stream itself kind of lags until you download it, and then it's fine. So like there's a couple parts where it freezes. So just assume what's happened while it's frozen and use your imagination.
I can do that.
Those were like the last few seconds of the game. We had putting the pressure on. It's already 3-3.
Oh yeah,
We had
there's the
some good
scoreboard
chances.
up there. Is that new?
Yeah, this is the Avalanche rink, so like it's hard to see to the net. I like got
Oh,
it
no,
through
he-
and got it backhand, and I don't know if it went off the goalie. Terrible time for it to freeze again. But yeah, it goes through a shootout, and then the other thing with the way the camera just tracks motion, it like missed one or two of the shots because it was like, ooh, a ref, and like went over to them.
Oh
So you'll see
shoot.
that. So I guess since we were the home team, they asked us if we wanted to shoot first or second. We chose to shoot second. And like, yeah, look at that ref. So they forehand, backhand. They scored
Yeah.
1-0. This is me.
Right off
You get the
rip.
first shot.
I do get the first shot, and
Nice
this
little
is
power
like,
move.
he did not bite at all on the fake shot. That's my go-to. It's probably worked like 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
And this is one of those few times where he just didn't bite at all. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. He just stood there. So I tried a little backhand, forehand, and didn't work. This guy did the same thing with the leg kick.
Yeah.
It seemed to be the theme of the night was the fake shot. Didn't bite there either. So now we got our second shooter. They're still up 1-0. I think this might be one of the ones that cuts off. Oh, or it freezes. But he tried fake shot backhand. So again, we now know this goalie does not bite on fake shots. Confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
So just shoot the fake, right? Just rip it past
Oh,
him.
but like the thing is, the reason I want to do it, like he came so far out of his crease. I guess we just don't get to see that guy shoot, but he didn't score.
Ah, sick.
Nice.
That's what I was hoping would happen.
Hi, ref.
Yeah, but like he like takes away any angle, so like you kind of want to deke when a goalie's doing that because it's hard to shoot.
Right, he is very far out of the net.
Yeah.
I
Our
saw
third
that
shooter.
on that one.
Wine gets
Yeah.
tickled.
So now it's 1-1 going into the fourth round here. Big save. Actually, I think he missed the net.
I was gonna say he didn't really do a whole lot for a
good
majority of
positioning.
that. Just kind of skate. All right, I'll make a little move here for a chance
Is
to
it
win it.
international rules, or do you have to have different shooters?
Another, I think you have to have different shooters. Another missed net.
Damn. So that's the game.
That's it.
Now we're going to round 5. It's still tied 1-1.
Oh, I thought that was all
I
five.
thought that was round five.
That was all 4.
Okay.
We got this guy doing some serpentine routes here.
Oh boy, that's more advanced.
Yeah, it's like NHL level. Look
Yeah.
at those turns. That is like,
Uh-oh.
well, obviously that's a goal. That is something I sent it to Brendan, the like shootout strategies, how it's changed over the years in the league, and like that's one of the things
Very
we do
cool
these
video.
routes because if you go from the side, it throws off the goalie's angles. So maybe I should add that to my repertoire.
Yeah. More going back and forth.
So final bottom of the 5th, we're down 2-1. Big goal, and that's it.
Squeezes
That's how it ends.
Short side on him?
Yeah, I think no, I think it was far side. I think he went across.
Really?
What, like goalie's left elbow?
Like glove side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So then, so clutched up the tie at least, because if we didn't score there, we lost.
Yeah, got
so
the
we
point.
Got the tie. It was a good game.
That's fun.
Yeah, halfway through.
And 2-2-1, so he's splitting everything.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then let's see. So the team above us is 3-2-0. So we have 1 point. And actually, so first place has 9 points. Second, third, and fourth all have 6 points, and then we have fifth. The two teams below us both have fourth, and the 8th place team has 0.
Oh.
So
How many
not very
games have
good.
they played? Only like 2 or 3?
Well, everyone's played 5.
Oh.
Nice.
I tried. I
What's the-
tried. I tried to
What do you
give them
think
a
their goal
chance.
differential is? Let's play guess that goal differential again.
Have they played the number 1 team yet? Do you know?
Probably.
Oh,
Also,
5 games. I'm gonna lock in a
They are
minus
one of-
27.
they are one of the 4 teams to have a power play goal.
dang.
I'm gonna stick with minus 27.
Brendan?
I don't know. It might be even worse than that. No. I'll say minus 23.
29. Good job, Owen.
27
close.
seemed pretty
You were
good.
kinda
I
on the
didn't
money.
want to go much
Yeah.
higher than that, but I guess I should have.
And now that's all the things in
That's
Denver.
That's over 5 goals a game. That's tough.
Yeah.
They've
that's-
scored 6 goals in their 5 games. But one was a power play goal.
So it doesn't count for the plus.
Wait, so they've let in 34 goals? No, 35 goals? In 5 games, they're letting in 7 a game?
Yep.
Ugh.
All right, well, now I got to reopen. I want to see how, maybe they had one really bad game, you know?
Like a
Sometimes
15.
that happens. We've had 2
15
really
nothing.
bad games.
Yeah, you guys did have the 8-2 game, which was not great.
I don't know
Not
why
as
it
good
does this
as the
sometimes, where
other
it only
ones.
shows
Right.
one game on the schedule.
Owen gets it.
I understand. Being bad is like being good, but not.
Just because I'm bad guy doesn't make me bad guy.
Okay, they lost 6-2, 7-4, 7-0, 7-0, 8-0. So yeah, basically 7 goals a game.
Man, they haven't scored a goal in 3
Honestly,
games.
yeah,
That's
the
tough.
8 and the 6 average to 7. That's every game. 7 goals. They're consistent.
Really
Not
bad.
in a good
Um,
way, unfortunately.
The game they scored 4 was against us.
That's funny.
We did not shut them out like 3 of the other teams did.
Hey, but you guys scored 7.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
okay.
we stuck with the trend.
Was it even like
what you had
was
to
it
do.
competitive 7-4 or was it
No, because we had like some of the older guys on our team are like, this is for fun. When you put up that many goals, you should stop. You should pass it around and like not shoot the puck. So we're like, okay. So we just kind of like dumped it in. Like we could have probably put up more if we wanted to.
Is goal
We're
differential
nice
one of the
guys.
tiebreakers for the
Yeah.
playoffs?
Was that like World Juniors where it's just like Canada putting
Yeah.
up 20 on, I don't know, like Japan.
Yeah.
might as well.
Light them up.
Gotta get the points.
And that was Dean's Den, everybody.
Dean's
Yay.
dead.
Where's the outro?
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. We don't have outro music.
Yeah, we don't. That's a season 3 thing.
I don't know.
Maybe.
We got a lot of
If we
changes
get
in the
that
woodwork.
far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. We gotta get
Isn't
this.
that like 2 weeks away?
We gotta get this cup awarded first.
1 week, maybe.
Could be
Because game 6 is probably Tuesday.
game 6.
But then we'll have a breakdown episode. Are we gonna have a final end of season episode before we do? I think that would be good. We have one more, 98. 99 is the final episode of season 2, and then 100 is the first episode of season 3.
I mean, it might line up that way.
Well, because
You can line up. It's your podcast, Brendan. You can do whatever you want.
Well.
game 6 is Tuesday.
Even I'm not above the
Game 7
policy.
is Friday. So we might be recording next Wednesday and the whole thing's done.
Yeah.
Poof. Yeah. Thursday, then Saturday could be all over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what cup is done? The Kelly Cup and the Calder. Oh, well, not the Calder Cup. We're in the finals on that. The
Working
Kelly
on
Cup.
that.
The
Yeah.
Kelly Cup. Which one's that? Is that the Coast?
ECHL, yep. Congratulations to Trois Riviere and the Lions for their first ever Kelly Cup victory in franchise history. It's their first Kelly Cup final appearance as well. They lose
fun.
game 1 and then they pretty dominantly win the next 4 games and lift the cup at home in Trois Riviere. So congrats to them. I was pushing for Toledo just because the Lions are in the same division as the Thunder. So I was like, I prefer if they didn't win. But, either way, it would have been a new winner. And unfortunately for Toledo, it's their third Kelly Cup final appearance, and they have not yet secured one. They also lost to the Everblades in 2022, which was the first of 3 championships for them. So they were the first victim there. So yeah, tough for them, but the Lions get it done. Their goalie was the MVP of the playoffs. He was pretty electric.
He had some crazy stats.
It was like 1 point something goals per game or goals allowed per.
Wow.
It was pretty good. I saw the stats, but I did not
He
post
went
them in here.
15-5 with a 1.53 goals against average in 20 postseason appearances. He allowed 2 goals or less in 17 of his 20 outings.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I mean, that's
You'll win a lot of games if you do that.
Probably isn't going to
15 of them,
be
probably
isn't going to
Well,
be playing in
apparently-
the ECHL next year. Then I
He still
Yeah.
lost 2
imagine.
games when he let in 2 or less. So I guess
Yeah.
not a
But-
guarantee.
Takes more than 2 games to lose a series.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. It also takes more than 2 to win it.
Luke Cavalin is his name.
Cavalin. It was something C.A. Lynn. I just didn't have everything in the in between there.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Dean.
Mhm.
No, I don't really know much about the rest of the makeup of the rosters, but and I did tune in for one of the games. I think it was game 3. I did watch a decent bit of that, but Toledo didn't really have it that night, and I was like, all right, I don't think I'm gonna be tuning in much more because the Lions seemed like they were pretty much just handling things, and yeah, they did. They win it in 5 games. So again, congrats to them. And now we await the off season for the ECHL. The teams did put in their player protection lists, which are it's like sort of RFA esque, where they have a certain number of players that they can protect, and then the rest of them are basically free agents and can be signed by other clubs.
Interesting.
So yeah, Gifford and I were talking briefly about the Thunder's protection list, and we recognized a couple of names for sure, but there's been a lot of turnover over the last 2 seasons. So I'm like, I don't know absolutely everybody, and it'll probably be a way different roster next year.
Yeah.
But it's mostly fun to just, if you live near a team and go check them out in person. I'm not really tuning in especially during the regular season on TV or anything like that. Got plenty of other hockey to be tuning into.
There's a lot going on.
But it is still fun to tune in, root for your local team, see them win. I've got the Thunder North Division banner. You can kind of see it in the background there. So that was a fun season, and hopefully they get back to the playoffs next year.
Yeah. Speaking of winning, there's been some awards that have gone out. People have won. A couple of the NHL awards have already been awarded so far. There will be an actual ceremony where these videos that we've seen so far for the awards will be shown, as well as some of the other awards will be announced. but we have so far the Jack Adams, the Calder, the Norris, the Masterton, and the Ted Lindsay, I think, have all been announced.
Yeah, Ted Lindsay was also announced, and there were a couple. I think we mentioned a couple of them last week. I know the Willie O'Ree Community Award was also awarded. Trying to remember. I feel like there was another one. We haven't gotten a heart yet. Although, that's what the leaked photo is. Yes,
Yeah,
I saw that.
so
Okay, yes.
It's here, I'll put the picture.
I didn't see the leaked photo. Well, can we talk about the other things that we are know confirmed before we talk
No.
about fake things?
Apparently, we're bouncing around here.
So Hellebuck, there's a photo taken of him in like a park with the Vezina and the Hart Trophy.
Interesting.
And it's funny because I forget who it was on the 32 Thoughts podcast. Like they had a guest talking about doing the whole viral moments thing. Like, yeah, I'm surprised. Like we've been really good. Nothing's leaked yet. And it's like the next day this photo comes out. Like the timing couldn't have been any funnier in that regard.
Is he wearing Crocs in that photo?
Looks like just flip flops.
Flops.
Hey, but maybe
sandals.
this is part of the prank. Maybe they're like, just kidding. We got to touch these, but you didn't.
You didn't win either of them. Yeah, they haven't done anything.
Well,
like that.
maybe it's not Hellebuck. Maybe it could be some guy that looks like it that is wearing his hoodie
and that gets to touch the Vezina and the Hart Trophy in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, a really lucky guy.
Yeah. So we'll await the official video reveal for those two, but it does appear that Hellebuck has won both of those. We weren't really expecting anyone else for the Vezina. Hart Trophy was a little bit more up in the air as far as if he was the front runner for that one, but
he deserves it though.
I think he definitely did a great service to the Jets during the regular season. And
it's not the playoffs.
Deserving. Yeah, different award for that one, which is TBD.
Yeah.
Brad Marchand, Don Smythe.
I feel like Leon did good enough. I feel like if it got awarded to Leon, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
Just like awarded to Hellebuck, it isn't. I'm not upset. Who is the other finalist?
Probably McKinnon. I don't know.
That sounds right. I don't remember.
I mean, also somebody
I'm
who probably
sure.
could get a Hart Trophy.
I'm just trying to remember for any other.
Oh, yeah, who won the Ted Lindsay? So which is basically the Hart, but voted on by NHL players. So I feel like any of those guys, we would have been saying, yeah, they did a really good job.
Right. Okay, I got the list here, so we'll recap. We have already mentioned the Mark Messier Leadership Award was the first one announced. That one did go to Ovechkin. I don't remember I don't think there was a viral moment video for that one. Maybe there was, but I don't remember seeing that. And then
I don't remember anything.
Barkov was surprised with the Selke and the King Clancy Award. So he won both of those. And then we just mentioned the Ted Lindsay was Kucherov. Bill Masterton Award was Sean Monahan, well deserving of that one, and that one was a touching viral moment video with Meredith Goudreau. So we mentioned Jack Adams was awarded. That was Spencer Carberry of the Washington Capitals wins that one for Coach of the Year. And so I didn't know this, but he has won the Coach of the Year award at the ECHL, AHL, and now NHL level. So pretty impressive
coach
resume there. And again, he only coached full time in the NHL for I think a couple of seasons. So yeah, pretty impressive for him. Let's see. I'm not sure. Brent Dodging Horse is the Willie O'Ree Community Hero Award winner. I don't have info on his story. And then, yes, we mentioned the Calder is Lane Hudson. I don't think there were too many people betting against him to win that one with the numbers he was putting up as a defenseman. breaking records pretty quickly. I did see Ken Dryden also shouted him out as the last
That's cool.
Rookie for the Canadians to win the Calder Trophy. So that was fun. And then for the Norris, it's Makar by a landslide. We were looking. I was looking at the breakdown for the points, and it was not
Anderson's
close.
the 10th best defender.
Yeah, I was gonna say, guys, top 10 D-man in the league. Jake Sanderson got exactly 10th place in the Norris voting for best defenseman in the league. So I think I am deserving of at least a few apologies on that one.
Hey,
Jake Sanderson, top 10 defenseman in the
What does the
NHL.
Hockey Writers Association know about hockey? Anyway?
Ah!
I was starting
Yeah,
to.
they gave some schmuck like Makar the trophy.
Some schmuck. Yeah, definitely not.
Anderson should be top 5.
Yeah, Sanderson should be top 2.
Oh boy, Slavin wasn't
Also
even
being
top 5.
voted the top 10 for the season versus top 10 player is
Yes.
different, or top 10 defenseman.
Definitely different.
It's based on how good you did in the season.
Yeah, top 10.
This season.
Asterix.
That's what we're talking about, right?
Okay.
Talking about hockey right now. I'm not talking about hockey when he was 3 years old. No, he wasn't the best then.
Cale Makar
But
was.
now,
Yeah, probably. He was.
next year. Who?
Cale Makar. Probably the
When he was
best.
3 years old.
Yeah, when he was 3 years old.
Yeah. I don't even know Victor Hedman.
Victor. Oh, he's only 6 months old. The Geico commercial or whatever commercial
Yeah.
it is there with him and Stamkos. Yeah,
That's a good one.
I love that one. So there you go. That's most of them. I mean, again,
Yeah.
we're waiting on the official announcements for the Vezina and the Hart.
Right.
I don't even know what's left after that.
Masterton.
We already said that one.
Oh, okay.
Shady Bing?
What about the
Yes,
Jennings?
Lady Bing. We haven't gotten that. Well, Jennings, we already know. Hellebuck won that.
Oh, is that just statistical best goalie?
Yeah, it's the best goals against
Like the Rocket.
average with
Yeah.
the tandem, but Comrie was ineligible because he didn't play enough games, so Hellebuck wins it on his own.
Oh.
That's wild.
Which I think that's not the first time that he's done that. So, yeah, that I think.
Then why don't they have a third trophy with him in the picture? Tell me that.
Here you won that one.
Yeah, they already took that
Other
photo
shots.
after the regular season ended. I don't know.
Oh, okay, fair.
That one's not a surprise, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is if he's not
Doesn't
really
deserve
keeping
a
track.
viral moment.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll await the rest of the awards.
Yeah, to go from those winners to another winner, I saw a video of Oshie hanging up his skates for the last time in the Capitals arena. It was very emotional.
No big surprise that he officially announces retirement. He's 38, which it's like he's older
Didn't play
than
at all last
Crosby.
season.
Like that's weird to wrap your head around.
Yeah. He's been doing it for a while.
He did join the league later than Crosby, so that skews things a little bit in people's minds. They're like, oh, well, he was, like Crosby was 18 when he joined, and Oshie was, I think, 22. So changes the perspective a little bit. But yeah, definitely a long career with St. Louis and Washington. Helps Washington win their first Stanley Cup in 2018, and yeah, just a beloved member of both organizations. And I'm not too surprised that, yeah, given he didn't play at all this previous season or this season, and with just the health concerns, it was trending towards the end. But a good.
But he made it to
good
1,000
long career.
games.
1,000 games.
Pretty awesome.
Yep. Like 300 something goals.
Got the cup.
Obviously etched his name on the Lord Stanley.
But I think the biggest moment in his career is still the Olympics and that shootout.
As Zane
Right?
likes to
Like,
say,
that's
TJ Sochi.
TJ Sochi. Yeah, it's got to be his biggest career moment. It was insane. And part of it is those international rules, like I talked about in Dean's Den, where you can just send the same skater over and over, and the U.S. just kept sending TJ Oshie, and he didn't score on all of them, but he got darn close, and ended up winning the U.S. against Bobrovsky, who is still in net, which is wild that Bob was in net on that day, and he is playing for the Stanley Cup Final tomorrow. Again.
That was what, 2014?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2014 Sochi Olympics.
Yeah, 15th season for Bobrovsky this year. So, yeah, pretty crazy.
And he's aged well.
Remember when
Like,
he signed that contract and we're like, ew, that's a terrible contract for a
Yeah,
goalie.
yeah.
That's way
Why
too
would you
much
pay
money."
Bob that much? He
$10
just
million?
doesn't deserve $10 million. That's wild. The cap won't get above $90 million ever. This is hockey.
Well, not too many complaints about it now.
Nope. One cup later and one knocking at the door, and you're like, well, okay.
I guess he's all right.
Whatever he wants, give it to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's making $10 million on his next contract.
No. 12, yeah. He's not making 10, he's making 30.
30. Yeah, he's exceeding the maximum allowable percentage, which is, I think, 20%.
But it's for a goalie, right?
Yeah, so it's worth
so it's
it.
different.
Will be
Pulling a
at
Rick
50 by then.
DiPietro.
Yeah. That worked out great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it worked out for him.
Yeah.
He's still getting money.
Rick got a lot of money. Yeah.
I think this season or next season is his last payout, I want to say, for that contract.
Wild.
Good for him. Let's see, DiPietro. Not Michael, Rick. Let's see. Oh no, it looks like that already ended in 2021-22, I guess, is when
he finally stopped getting paid.
Finally stopped getting money. 15-year contract signed in 2006. Does that add up? Yeah, that adds up.
Yeah.
Just double check.
Wild.
But yeah, that was a crazy one. Anyways,
Those Islanders.
we also have some head coaching announcements. Again, we've been going through these each week, and I'm pretty sure they're going to slow down / stop now. We have probably some more assistants that'll get hired, but first, the big one being the Penguins have hired Dan Muse as their next head coach. I was not really familiar with him, but actually everything that I've read, in their little presser here, it sounds pretty encouraging. So,
nice.
I look up his Wikipedia. He ran the Predators PK when they won the President's Trophy, and then he ran the Rangers penalty kill when they won the President's Trophy. So I'm like, man,
that's pretty good.
Maybe just have him only take care of the penalty kill, and then you're next for the President's Trophy, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I mean, I like that it's a new candidate.
Yeah.
The NHL, I feel like, has a very circular coaches carousel that just keeps spinning and spinning, and it's the same guys that get recycled for years at a time, and it takes like a Carberry to win the ECHL, the AHL Coach of the Year, and now the NHL Coach of the Year to like break into that. But there are so many of these like old dudes lurking around.
Oh yeah,
it's cool to see just some random guy that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
agree.
I think the carousel's starting to slow down. I mean, we're getting a lot of turnover. Like, 2022 signed coaches still being around is like kind of crazy. Like Martin St. Louis, Bruce Cassidy being signed in 2022 are like some of the longest tenured coaches still left. I mean,
totally.
Still got Cooper, And there's a couple other guys. I think Brendan Moore as well. A couple other names. But yeah, it is a little crazy. So you had some recycled ones where they join a team for a couple years. Tortorella and John Hines and Laviolette and all these guys who have bounced around over a couple different franchises over the last 5 years. But we are starting to see new names, new faces emerge. So it is exciting to get the old garb kind of phased out a little bit. Obviously, we just had Quenneville sign in Anaheim, so we're not all the way there yet.
Yeah,
but
not quite done.
But we are getting closer and closer. I don't
Every
think it's
day.
ever going to happen. Obviously, you're always going to want to have experienced
Right.
coaches. So it's not like it's crazy that someone who got fired in one situation is going to be not considered for another head coaching job anywhere. I guess the
Totally.
last one now will be Dallas. Now that
Dallas,
DeBoer has been let go, so there is a vacancy there. That'll probably be the last one that we'll get for this offseason as far as head coaches.
Like every time there's like coaching firings / hirings, it's like there's the post about how Marty St. Louis is one of the longest tenured, and he just keeps going up and up the list.
It
Yeah,
is.
This article was from a year ago. John Cooper is number 1. Mike Sullivan was number 2. He's gone. Jared Bednar 3. Rod
Bednar.
Brendan Moore 4. And Andre Turney 5. He's still there, right?
Yeah.
And then Marty is 6. So now he's in the top 5. Crazy.
That
Like
is
I feel like
crazy.
they just hired him. Like he hasn't been with the Canadians that long, but I guess
No.
it has been 2022. So I mean,
Right.
3
little over 3
seasons.
years,
3
but
seasons,
that
yeah.
would be the 5th longest tenured after 3 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Hired to be
Shows, like,
fired.
the turnover.
I feel
Well,
like
it's much easier to fire those guys than it is to jettison your star players. So when shit hits
And
the
behind
fan,
that, you have like Tortorella, DeBoer. Paul Maurice is probably safe.
yeah.
Paul Maurice's job is safe as long as he wants it.
I think Torrey will probably be the next one to go as far as that list there. Like, if Utah doesn't come out to a great start, like he's been there for a while, he's gotten a lot of looks. I think this year will be a big opportunity for them to make the next step. They'll probably be spending some money in the offseason too. Utah's been linked to a bunch of different names, so I would think he would be somebody to look at if you're looking at longer tenured coaches that are on the chopping block or on the hot seat. But yeah, we'll see. We're jumping ahead, and then we finally got the Boston Bruins head coaching situation announced. So Marco Sturm was indeed the head coach, and we can finally close the loop on that after discussing it for what feels like a month now.
I can say, like, I honestly don't have anything to add at this point.
Yeah,
You're
I
already
know.
talking about it so much.
Right. I don't have anything else that will contribute, I guess, anything new other than, yes, it's official. Marco Sturm is there, and yeah, again, we can put it behind us until training camp.
I actually don't know if I've looked at his Wikipedia.
What do you think the chances that he gets Nico to go to Boston now?
The Sturm reunion, even though they may or may not be related, I don't know.
No, Marcos is dead.
Is he really?
I'm 87.5% positive
Well,
here.
Dean's got the wiki loaded up, or maybe he's getting there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I was
Close.
like, I'm pretty sure I would have
I
heard
mean, I
that.
think I would know that.
Like, is he even German? Marco?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
So
German.
Marco Sturm was named head coach and GM of the German men's national team in 2015. Under his guidance, they won the Deutschland Cup.
Nice. That's good.
Um,
we got
Well,
another
Sturm
European
and his wife
born
have 2
coach.
children, but it doesn't say who they are.
so he did a lot of like international coaching. He was the assistant coach of the Kings in 2018. 4 years later, he was named head coach of the Kings AHL affiliate prior to the 22-23 season.
The Ontario
And,
Reign.
now he's the Bruins head coach. Not a ton, but he's had some experience.
I don't
It's
think.
also funny how it's like, oh, what a coincidence that the most qualified candidate just happened to be a former Bruins player. Like all these hires where it's like, yeah, this guy on our staff he used to play for the Bruins too. It's like, I mean, we have like Chris Kelly and his assistant coach, and like, I mean, a lot of teams do this where it's like, oh yeah, you used to play for us, come coach now, or like be in the office.
Yeah, come on back. Special advisor role type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always.
I'm not
find
sure
a way.
I'm wrong.
Still double checking.
Because I can't find the name of Marco's kids or Nico's dad. So
I
I don't
this is
know.
on Clarkson Athletics. It says son of Gabby and Klaus Sturm. Born on
There it
May
is.
1995.
That's the dagger.
Damn it! It's his uncle. It's his uncle.
He has an older brother Dennis and a younger brother Timo. He played soccer until he was 13. He also enjoys playing golf. Lists Oliver Kahn, German soccer goalkeeper, as favorite athlete. He was also
He's
recruited
engaged
by
to-
Western Michigan. Interesting that he chose Clarkson.
Thank you.
Engaged to fellow Clarkson alum and professional hockey player Taylor Turnquist, who also has a
He-
Wikipedia
He
page.
wanted to
Oh.
play for Clarkson, to play for a program on the rise and get a good education.
Yeah. There you go. Well, Owen's
Oh,
going to
that's
keep
cool.
digging into it. I don't think he'll be happy
sorry.
with his results, but
No, I'm now just looking into stuff between Nico and Taylor, because we like went to college with them,
yeah,
and like articles have been written about them. It's pretty cool.
pretty fun.
We
Like,
played basketball against her. We beat her in basketball
We did.
with her championship-winning team. In hockey,
League,
not in
baby.
basketball.
yeah. We did bump into Nico after he had just can't come back from his brief stint with the Wild his first season too, because he was still
Oh yeah.
like the Wild had already been eliminated from the playoffs, and then so he was signed as a college free agent and ended up playing like, I don't know, 4 or 5 games at the end of the regular season, and then he just came back after the season was done for them to
Yeah, to
Clarkson
campus.
and, back to campus, and it's like, dude, he just
Wild.
walked past us and he
I
was
saw
just
you on
playing in the
TV.
NHL.
Yeah,
It was so, and like I wanted to say something so badly, but it's like,
Oh,
you don't
so
bother,
hard.
like you don't bother him. Like,
He doesn't care. Yeah.
no, he doesn't know.
He's in his
who
own
you
world.
are. Yeah. So that would have been cool if I got a little insight from him, but just glad to share
I
the
don't know,
same
yes.
space and
Yeah,
Hey,
still
I'm gonna
need
start
to
a
like
podcast
you
in
know.
7 years. Can you
An
be a
alumni.
guest on?
that would have been a good investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
should have
made
made those
you can ask him
connections.
now. Say, hey, we went to Clarkson together at the same time. Would
He's
you be on
kind
the
of busy
podcast?
right now, though.
I still think we could get.
Yeah, maybe
Marty
not
Quintz
right
on.
now.
He's Zach's friend, and I gave him a ride once. He owes
Who?
me. Marley Quintz.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
number 23,
Jesus, Brandon.
I think.
Sounds right.
You guys
the
won't be
thing
able
is
to
that-
I
refute
talked
it.
to him in
Yeah.
Robro once too, freshman year.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Very
Pretty
nice.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The last coach hiring, Derek Lalonde, another man on the carousel, gets scooped up by Toronto,
assistant
and
coach.
that's all the coaching stuff we know.
Yeah, there were some
Just
other assistant
that out.
coaches I saw, but he was the only name that stuck out because obviously he was a former head coach in Detroit and spent a while as an assistant in Tampa. So he stood out to me. There were some other associate coaches hired and fired. I'm just like, I don't have the capacity to dig into all these guys, and
It doesn't matter.
it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But we teased it earlier, and we'll bring it back now with the AHL's Calder Cup playoffs, with Abbotsford securing their spot in the finals after a Game 6 victory at home against Texas. And that was a fun one for the hockey guy, of course, who was in attendance and is excited to root on his local Abbotsford Canucks in the finals against Charlotte, who completed the sweep, and they will have home ice advantage starting on Friday, June 13th. So they have the first 2 games at home, and then it heads to Abbotsford for games 3, 4, and 5 if necessary, and then games 6 and 7 will be back in Charlotte. I've heard pretty good I tuned into a little bit of one of the Canucks Stars games, but I was having problems with the stream, and they're just on Flow Hockey, which is I think it's free for Canada or some parts of the US, but not everywhere. So I was like, I'm not gonna shell out the money for the AHL finals. Like, yeah, it'll be fun to watch, but I don't think it'll be money well spent. Even though they'll probably be entertaining games.
Where last week there was one team like, this team's killing it.
Yeah, Charlotte.
Was it Charlotte that like were putting up 4 goals a game?
Yeah, so they.
On your professional opinion, you think Charlotte's got this one wrapped up?
Well, probably because nothing really good ever happens for Shannon. So with the Canucks being involved, I would have to say that Charlotte's probably going to take this one, even though, and I think, I know Puljujarvi is on that squad, and there are a couple other decent prospects in Charlotte. Yeah. Abbotsford has a couple good guys too. Arshdeep Baines is a big name, and we talked about him during the regular season, making his Vancouver debut. So there's some good names on both sides, but I think ultimately it'll probably be Charlotte. I don't really have a huge dog in the race. I guess just it would be more fun to see the underdog win and see Shannon happy. But
there you go.
No real sway
like
either way.
Opposite of Steve Dangle, you're rooting for this guy, not against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I don't dislike Steve Dangle, I like him as a guy, and if the Leafs ever win,
entertaining videos.
Yes, they are more entertaining for sure. And then for Shannon, they're not more entertaining. It's just you just feel sad because it's like, oh man, and he's older too, so it's like he doesn't have that many more opportunities. He's not that
How many more Steve Dangle has either?
Yeah, Steve's getting up there. He's in his mid to late 30s. Started making videos 18 seasons ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, when he was in college. So, yeah, getting up there. He's got 2 kids and a wife and all that. So, we're pretty young, I guess, in the sports podcast realm.
Yeah.
None of us are even married yet.
Not yet.
Brendan.
Owen. Dean.
Get on it. Yeah.
That's a Brendan thing.
Wouldn't it be so funny to beat Brendan to having a wedding, though?
At this point, no.
Yeah, just let him have it.
Thanks,
I want to go
guys.
to Brendan's first.
Yeah, we're actually all waiting to get married. We're just waiting on Brendan first.
All right. Well, the wheels are in motion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll take it.
But they've been in motion for 4 years. But
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I've been hearing about moving wheels for a bit now.
More concrete moves, I'll say. So
That's good. That's good.
Oh boy.
I did some just some quick looking. We talked about the Calder Cup. I was like, oh yeah, like the Calder Trophy. And I was like, wait, why? Why, Brendan? Who's Mr. Calder? What's his first name?
Rocket.
Born in 1877 in England, and died in 1943 in Quebec.
Benedict
Calder.
Okay, that's a good guess.
I do not know. Steve Calder.
Steve, also a good guess. The guy from Bristol who died in Montreal, his name is Frank.
Frank Calder. I feel like I should have.
Frank Calder. He was the first president of the NHL. He started in 1917 and he ended when he died of 3 heart attacks.
In 1943.
Literally, day 2 happened, and then the next day he went back to Montreal, and then he died of another heart attack.
Oh.
That's tough.
Do you think Bettman will ever have a trophy?
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, what more trophies? They have to invent more things to give out trophies for. Is the thing.
Yeah.
To the
Unless they're gonna rename them.
The
to the
best
favorite
president.
expansion franchise.
Yeah, yeah. The best small market American team.
Yeah.
From a climate that has no winter.
Yeah, yeah.
South of this
Please.
longitude line.
Which team has gotten snow and or freezing temperatures in their locality the longest in the past? Has Tampa ever frozen over?
Do
Probably
you see the
once.
photos of Gene Principe with how tan he is?
Yes, that was
And
so
someone was like,
funny.
"That's what happens when you follow your team from like Vegas and Dallas and South Florida and
Yeah,
what's the other warm weather team they played?
L.A.
LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, they've played a lot of warm weather. All of them. Yeah, all warm weather teams throughout the whole run. That's pretty funny, actually.
Them all out.
Good little tour for him. And then every time he's still got to go back to Edmonton.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably nice there this time of year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Edmonton's probably not too bad right now.
Not too bleak for the summertime
I'd
now.
rather be there than Florida
Or
Oh
Dallas.
yeah, it's so
or
hot.
Dallas. Honestly, or LA or like
Yeah. It's hot in
Ah,
Montana.
Vegas though.
today.
You'd rather be in Vegas than Edmonton.
No.
No,
to have unlimited
Edmonton's so
budget.
cool.
I didn't say anything about no unlimited budget. But you can spend your money however you want. And speaking of spending their money however they want, two new
Oh,
franchises in the PWHL are throwing their money around in the exclusive signing window and in the expansion draft because there is a salary cap for the PWHL set at $1.34 million. So that is something to be mindful of. Obviously for the teams, the new franchises, but you know they had the benefit of not having any salary yet when they were in the exclusive signing window. So that's why they were able to sign a lot of the first rounders selected in 2024's draft, because I believe I saw that the payment structure kind of worked out as far as where you were drafted. So the first rounders were able to get like 80,000 a year plus or something like that. So those players obviously drafted in the first round means better talent, of course, but well, theoretically, and then it also means it'll be a little bit tougher for the other teams to keep them if they have other free agents that they want to sign. So that's why we saw some of the players that were protected were not like the high caliber players and more some of like the depth defensemen and forwards. And so that's part of the reason why some of your favorite players didn't get protected, but
the 6 first-round picks from last year got drafted, or got picked up by Vancouver or Seattle.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, fans of the original 6 teams are obviously not happy with the expansion.
Yeah, overall, there's been a lot of backlash because three players and eventually 4 being protected as the core of the team is pretty jarring and definitely dismantled a lot of the original rosters from the last 2 seasons. So yeah, Vancouver and Seattle are looking pretty set. Again, we did have the signing window end on the 8th, and then on the 9th, which was during the Stanley Cup Final, we did have the expansion draft, and had some fan favorites get drafted for sure. The Sirens definitely got ripped apart pretty well. Unfortunately, we lose Alex Carpenter and Eldridge as well. Trying to remember who else we lost. I think it was just those 2 during the expansion draft, and then Schroeder got signed, and one other player I'm forgetting at the moment. Do you guys, either of you, have the results of the expansion draft pulled up? Because I do not.
No.
Nope.
Here we go. Draft results. That was easy. Okay.
Nice.
I'll just quick. I mean, there's only 12 selections, so it's not going to take too
Right.
long. But selected first overall, Ashton Bell, Vancouver gets
Yeah.
the selection because there was just a 50-50. They just grabbed one ball out of two in this little box, and then it was Vancouver's. So they had the option to either select first overall or get picks 2 and 3 because it's just a snake draft, and they
I think it should
opted
just
for
be
Vancouver.
coin. That would have been cooler because like you don't have that option very often with like drafts. It's like literally a 50-50. Let's do that.
Yeah, I was a little surprised, I guess, that they didn't just go, here's Vancouver PWHL, here's Seattle, and
Yeah, and then
flip
they
it.
could have sold that coin and made it like a memorabilia thing,
Or put
So
it in
many
the PWHL Hall of Fame, or, yeah,
Well, the Hockey Hall of Fame.
just the
too,
Hockey
is
Hall of
special.
Fame, yeah. So they didn't do that, but that's okay. So Ashton Bell, defenseman, previously on the Ottawa Charge, gets drafted, and yeah, we were like, man, that's got to be tough for Owen. And then the next selection for Seattle, Aneta Teralova, also a defenseman for Ottawa. So the good news being those first two selections ended it for them. So yeah, they couldn't lose any more players, but they lose two solid defensemen, and yeah, pretty devastating.
Two best defensemen, arguably, based off of what the expansion teams thought.
Well, other than
two best available,
who they protected.
Yeah.
Which I think they protected one defenseman. I want to say.
I don't remember.
But and then so at third, Hannah Bilka goes from the Boston Fleet, who I think fans were a little surprised that she was not protected. I would have thought that she would have made more sense to be protected, but they didn't end up going that way. And then fourth, Brooke McQuigg, forward for previously the Minnesota Frost, and Abby Boreen from the Victoire, another forward. A lot of young players too. Drafted, both of those players drafted in 2000. So yeah, we're not getting many of the veterans that are getting signed. So it was a lot of the 2024 entry draft selections. Then this is where we have Jesse Eldridge go to Seattle, and Julia Gosling, who was another decent option for Toronto. Izzy Daniel and Gabby Rosenthal going to. So that was the other player for Sirens, Gabby Rosenthal. And then Anna Wilgren, Megan Carter, Denisa Kirzova, Sydney Bard, and Emily Brown rounding it out. So that's that. Now the rosters are not complete, but that's it for the expansion side of things. And then we shift towards the regular entry draft on the 24th, I believe. Oh, here's the protection lists. Ottawa. Oh yeah, Ottawa protected Savalainen instead of.
Teralova and Bell.
Teralova, yeah. Which I think that was part of the salary cap implications, was protecting Savalainen, because they weren't going to be able to maybe re-up the contract for what
for Bell
they were looking to pay. I'm not sure. That was just one of the notes I had seen about the expansion. So regardless of how you feel about how the expansion draft was constructed, it's done. Like, that's it. Now we're just gonna have to wait and see how strong these two teams are. I think Seattle is going to be very strong offensively, and Vancouver seems very strong all around. They have a lot of great defenders. So yeah, I don't think these teams are gonna suck this year. I'll say that.
No.
As we look forward to the draft,
We might see the Sound picking first again.
the Sirens.
Sirens, that's what I mean. Yeah, not the Sound. The
Yeah,
Sirens.
they are picking first this year. They've never made it to the playoffs. They're the only team who hasn't made it yet out of the original six. So their team definitely got gutted through this process, which hurts. At least we have Fillier still. Obviously, they had to protect her.
Very good. Yeah.
And then
How do you not?
we did, and then I believe we protected 3 defensemen after that. So I guess they
Wow.
didn't love their forwards or weren't willing to pay them, or again whatever the choice was there. That's what happened. So again, now we're just waiting for the draft and then November.
But in this league, basically, like all the first round picks are probably gonna play, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd imagine that maybe the first couple rounds of players might
Yeah.
play this year.
So who like the draft actually is like a big deal because who you get
Oh,
to fill
totally.
out the rest of your like decimated team is gonna make or break your whole season.
Absolutely. And there's only 48 players drafted.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun. Again, exciting to see what happens there, and we still do not have any info on the team names, the logos, jerseys, anything like that for the new franchises. So that'll be something that we will keep you updated on as the summer progresses, but we don't have any indication on when we'll get that info yet. Maybe at the draft we'll get something, but I don't expect it. We didn't get team nicknames announced during the first draft, the inaugural PWHL draft. So I'm not expecting it, but it's a possibility, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Can always hope.
Precisely.
That's what we got today. I think our topics are pretty much empty, other than our predictions. We didn't get an official prediction from Owen prior to the start of the Stanley Cup Final. Did you have something in mind?
I did. Mine was Oilers in 7. I was predicting before it even started, a 3 wins for the Oilers, and then 3 wins for
God.
the Panthers, and then the Oilers take it in 7. That was my prediction. It did not happen, sadly,
No.
because that would have been sick.
That would have been crazy.
But it was still cool. I've been enjoying. I would like to see Connor McDavid win a cup, but I can't imagine watching Matthew win another cup is going to make Brady want it any less. So I'm not really going to be mad no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Might make Brady want it more.
Especially being around him all summer when I'm sure he'd be around for the day with the cup again, and it's like, man, I want to touch that thing.
Can it be my turn, please?
Yeah.
Dad.
My turn with the cup.
And then Keith walks out.
Yeah, he's like,
cigar in his mouth, beer in his hand.
Keith never won the cup, did he?
no.
But he'll touch it now.
Yeah.
He touched it with Matthew. He's like, I'm done playing hockey.
I spawned a cup winner. I get something here.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah. Well,
we're trying to make him have another.
We're looking forward to Game 4 tomorrow night. Hopefully it's exciting. Hopefully you guys already enjoyed it, and we'll see when this episode goes live. We've been getting them out a little bit quicker, maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, who knows. Friday-ish. That's about when we're posting them these days. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. We are still trying to get that 100 subscriber number on YouTube by the end of the season. Yeah,
30 more.
It's a little stagnant.
Viral video.
Literally.
That's all it takes. You can also email us. We got the voicemail, the phone line, and we're on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. Twitter, Blue Sky.
But YouTube's where it's at.
YouTube is the creme de la creme. So if you want that, please check us out here /there. Anything else, folks?
All right.
Thanks, guys.
I think that's all we got, gentlemen.
See you next week.
See ya.
if you turned your jersey rack more vertical, like not completely vertical, but like angled a little bit, you'd be able to see all the jerseys still in a line, and it would be more in front of the window, and then you'd have more wall space.
This is gonna be the best outro ever.
For all the audio listeners, yeah.
No, no, no.
Yeah!
More.
Good job. No, stop. Good, stop.